You know, I'd say that the Vietnam War genre is pretty underwhelming in terms of available games that you can play online, so whenever there's a new development or update done to things such as the GOM4 mod for RS2 or in terms of development for Burning Lands, I get pretty excited, and that's why we're going to have a look at Squad's Vietnam War mod and what we know about it so far. I know some people are going to be saying, wait, that's still a thing? Because admittingly, one of my mates did say that it got cancelled on April the 1st, and yeah, I did believe them until I went on the Discord to see what's up, and from the looks of it, they are still hard at work on it, and you know, after all, this is a passion project that they're doing for zero financial gain, so really huge respect to them. But before we go on, let me know what is the first thing you think of when you hear the term Vietnam War, or if you have any stories you'd like to share, do comment them, because you know, I love reading them. Also, leave a like. But moving on, for those of you who don't know, this is a mod for the game Squad, and it's set around 1969, and some historical dates include the Tet Offensive happening in 1968, and the Battle of Hamburger Hill happening in 1969. They say that they want to have a very accurate depiction of the Vietnam War, so that means no Viet Cong running around with rice farmers hats or GIs wearing John Lennon glasses, but they more so want to focus on how the Vietnam was played out in real life, which means there will be more of an infantry focus, but don't worry, that doesn't mean we won't be seeing tanks. But from what I've seen, the devs say they want to go for a look and feel similar to what you might see in Platoon, FMJ, and Apocalypse Now and other pop culture that you might be familiar with. I still haven't watched Danger Close, so no spoilers, but there will be an appropriate soundtrack that will be Fortunate Son-esque. Obviously, you can't have the real Fortunate Son because licensing would be a complete bitch. But let's have a look at the weapons. For the US, we have the M16A1, the Pig, the M72 Law, Grease Gun, and it has its funky flash hider, and there's also many more guns that you can see on screen. But for the Viet Cong, you have the Type 56, RPG-2, and the Dinner Plate 27. Now, I'm gonna have to stop the video right here because I just made a very drastic mistake. I was having one of the developers actually go over the video just to make sure that everything I say in the video is correct. And to anyone who is a firearms enthusiast such as myself, who knows every intricate detail of every single firearm ever made, you'll know that this is actually incorrect. This isn't the DP-27. It's the DPM. Alright, I'm just joking, but in all seriousness, yes, this is the DPM, not the DP-27, because someone thought that it would be a funny little prank to name it DP-27 in the files, but my stupidity knows no bounds. I literally said, okay, if we got the DPM, the DP-27, and the DP-28, which mind you doesn't even exist, it's not a real gun, I'm making guns up as I go at this point, and I said, okay, if you were to give me those three guns, I couldn't tell the difference. And then he's like, of course you can't tell the difference, because it just doesn't exist. Oh, I'm so sorry, Adrian. Now, since this is the Vietnam War, most guns won't have scopes on them, so this should reduce the engagement distance. But I mean, who are we kidding? I'm still gonna get domed by a VC hiding in a tree 200 meters away. But let's have a look at vehicles that can be driven. We have the M113, the M8 Greyhound, and from the screenshots, we can see that one of them has been captured by the VC with an inscription that says use enemy cars to fight enemies. Now, whether that is the proper translation, I don't actually know, because my source, mind you, they are a Vietnamese person, but they're also the same person who made me drop Vietnamese insults in Rising Storm 2 Vietnam without me even knowing it. Because I wanted to ask him, like, how do I tell my team that they're incompetent? Okay, I didn't say incompetent, but how do I motivate my team in Vietnamese, because I was playing in a Southeast Asia server, and he just said, oh yeah, say this, a very offensive Vietnamese word, and then I just started like typing in all caps that word. I thought I was motivating him. It turns out I was just insulting every Vietnamese person in the game, and I didn't even know it. Oh my god, I'll never live that down. But moving on, we also have the M35 gun truck, and we also have the M35A2, which looks like a troop transport vehicle. They also have the MUT, which I just learned stands for the multi-utility transport truck, a bike, and quite possibly the most deadly vehicle in the game. Like, the Patton won't stand a chance against this. The Renault. Okay, but in all seriousness, let's have a look at the tanks. We have the M48 Patton for the US, and I know some people might be wondering if the Sheridan will be added. From what I've seen, there is no intention to do that at the moment. The Viet Cong won't be getting any tanks, but they will have access to the Soviet ZIL-130 transport and logi truck, and they will also get access to the ZPU-1 anti-aircraft gun. The Americans will be getting the iconic Huey with the M60s on the side, as well as a nice and detailed interior to complement it. All this is topped off with a sexy sound. Also, there will be the H-13 suit, and I had to have Google train me on how to pronounce that, but from what I've researched, this was used as a scout helicopter in the Vietnam War. But moving on to non-playable vehicles, we have the F-4 Phantom, which I assume will be part of a commander call-in, most likely a napalm bombing run, because yes, napalm will be in this game, because napalm is the first thing I think of when I hear the Vietnam War. And even in one of the screenshots, we can see a burning jungle down below, and some of the images in this folder that I have access to are just, oh my god, they're so freaking good. Some of them are going in my top secret wallpaper folder. But there's also the AH-1 Cobra, which is loaded up with lots of rockets. I assume that this will be a commander ability that can fly in and it'll just dump a bunch of rockets. But I also want to know, what are your thoughts on flyable attack helicopters in Squad as a whole? Because I mean, they aren't that much of a pain to deal with in Project Reality. Yet again, the game will probably need some MadPad counter to be added to the game. But in regards to the mod, no, we won't be seeing the FIM-43 Red-Eye or the Strela 2 or any other MadPad won't be added. But the Americans will get the Cessna 02 Skymaster, which will probably play a recon role for the commander. But in terms of factions, initially the game will have the Viet Cong and the US Army. In the future, if it is feasible, the devs did say that they want to add the ARVN as well as the People's Army of Vietnam. They also say that there won't be any special forces, but there may be specialist roles such as like an engineer or a sapper type class where you can plant explosives as well as have other supportive roles. But moving away from weapons, vehicles, and factions, from the looks of everything, they want to create a very authentic Vietnam War experience, because some people who play Rising Storm 2 Vietnam wish the game, from a visual perspective, was more realistic, and this mod will scratch that itch. They also don't have any plans to do a postscriptum or a Beyond the Wire and become their own separate game, which admittingly I like, because from what I've been reading, the mod will be able to be played alongside a normal map rotation without any interruption. This also means that most gameplay mechanics will be in line with the vanilla game of Squad. Really, the major differences that will be done to the game will be done via assets as well as maps, and from some of the maps that I've seen, the first map that will be introduced is the Mekong Delta. But most of the maps that are in development at the moment will not feature tunnel combat, but who knows what the future will hold. Another big change that they say will be encouraging player behavior. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but I feel like, mind you, I'm joking, but you know, if the commander isn't doing the role appropriately, and I know some of us have felt this way before, but due to server rules we weren't actually able to do this one particular thing. But this is the Vietnam War, it is supposed to be authentic, therefore fragging the commander is on the table. I'm fucking joking, but we've all thought of it at least once in any game that involves a commander that isn't doing their job properly. But look, in all seriousness, I look forward to seeing this mod come to fruition, because I don't mind the base game of Squad, but slap a Vietnam War theme onto it and it will be something I will dedicate lots of my time to. But I know that if you are interested in the Vietnam War and want to play this game, unfortunately Squad will set you back $70 Australian dues, so maybe when the mod is closer towards release, or heck, even has been released, do buy the game when it's on sale. It's kind of hard to recommend someone to drop $70 on this game, because I mean, it's a good game, don't get me wrong, but $70 is it's a lot of fucking money, like, let's be honest here. But if you want to see a new war game called Burning Lands, click on the video that is on screen. Anyways, my name is Tantu, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.